My mom got pregnant when she was 16 years old and had me when she was 17. When she had me, basically my dad, my biological father, decided that he wasn't ready to be a dad. He left, and I just never knew anything of him, and it wasn't. I was just told he wasn't ready, and that was that. So I didn't think much of it really. It wasn't that big a deal. I had a stepdad who came in and married my mom at 2 or 3 years old. So I just assumed my dad didn't want anything to do with me, and I just moved on with my life. My stepdad, however, he was physically and verbally abusive. I got called a lot of names, never heard I love you, anything like that. So you take those two and move me into adulthood, and basically I immediately started looking for affirmation and acceptance anywhere I could, and everywhere I could, except for Jesus, of course, because I knew nothing about him. I did not grow up in the church. None of that was a part of my life, so I didn't know anything about him. Obviously, the enemy just wreaked havoc and destruction in every area of my life, destroyed marriages and careers, and hurt a lot of people, all that, until one day I finally got to meet Jesus. One day, my wife got a Facebook message from a woman who was up in Nebraska. It turned out to be my stepsister, and she asked if she could message me and talk to me. I didn't have social media, so she reached out to my wife. My wife was very uncertain about this, so I started messaging her back and forth. I saw it as an opportunity to answer some questions and figure out what happened. We talked for a while, and then she eventually started asking me questions for him. I remember asking her at one point, did he ever even talk about me? Did y'all know about me at all? And she said, yeah, he actually had a picture of you in the living room all through her childhood, which really took me back and kind of made me rethink what I had been assuming the whole time. We eventually got on phone calls, and eventually led to the point where we drove up to Nebraska. As he walked through the door after work on Father's Day of 2020, I was standing there and got to hug my father for the first time at the age of 39. There you go. It was incredible. It was something that I didn't ever even think would happen. Afterwards, people asked me a lot, how could you forgive him? Were you not mad at him? All these questions like that, which makes sense to most people, but what I realized pretty quickly is that I was assuming that he wanted nothing to do with me. The exact same enemy that I knew very well had him bound up in the same guilt, shame, and fear, and had him believing lies to keep him from reaching out to me. God redeemed a part of my life that I wasn't looking for him to redeem. I didn't even know it was possible. It wasn't something I was looking for. It wasn't something I was asking for. But he came in and redeemed that part of my life just because he is so good and he loves us so much. A continuation as to how God works and how he works through people. I got invited to do a Facebook Live deal on Randy Reese's back porch, and there were probably 20 people that watched it, maybe. But he was one of them. He tuned into it. This was early on when we were starting to talk and build a relationship. And he called me up afterwards and he said, hey, I want to talk to your pastor. He came down, next time he came down, we met up at the church, and as we sat there and talked, he uncovered a church wound of rejection and of just not being worthy. And Randy just basically told him, like, hey, that's not the Jesus that we know and we believe in, and told him a little bit about Jesus and about what we believe. And he gave him a Bible. So for the next 2 years, he read that Bible every day, and he would call me with questions and why do they do this? Why did God do that? And what does this mean? Which was a really cool opportunity for us to grow together and build a relationship. 5 months ago, some stuff happened. He ended up retiring early, and he moved down to Texas and is actually living in Texas now, 30 minutes from us. So we get to see each other all the time.